and how are you today? We're going to continue from where we left off yesterday. Are you sexually compatible or are you sexually incompatible? That's the question, okay? Yesterday we talked about the definition of sexually compatible, and we had a new definition that I think was really cool. So if you want to know what it is, just go back to yesterday and listen to it. It was really awesome. It was really cool. Some new stuff that you can learn. Today I want to talk about some key points, very important points about being sexually compatible. All right, so the number one key point is that what your characteristics are, your variables. That's what research calls it. Sexual compatibility is related to variables, right? And these variables are self-awareness, mental body image, sexual behaviors, personality, psychological maturity, and sexual companionship, to name a few. So variables mean who you are, what you're about, what makes you you. And these are the different aspects of you that come into play when you're actually referring to compatibility or when you're referring to being able to interact with your mate, right? Interpersonal relations, all right? So we want to know what those are so that we can do something about it if we have to. And right now, I don't want to go into details. I will do that probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But I want it to be clear. The number one key point that we have to be aware of is we have different things that make us compatible, that we're sometimes aware of, some of them, but some of them we're not. For example, self-awareness, right? Are we really aware of what we're projecting when we're with our partner? I don't know that we know that all the time. I think sometimes we forget, we get slack and we say, all right, he knows me, I can be whatever I want to be. No, you got to be aware of what you're projecting, aware of what you're signaling, aware of what message you're sending out there. So very important to be aware of that self-awareness because it does take part in being compatible. Somebody's going to decide whether they're going to be with you or not based on your own self-awareness, what you are projecting, what you are trying to say to the world. So I'm big into being self-awareness and being aware that your message is an aura, it's an energy. So be very aware that what you're thinking affects your self-awareness, what you're projecting. And I'll go more into that I think the day after tomorrow. Mental body image, right? That is about how you see your body, how you see your shape and your size and your color. So many things go into that, right? Your hair, your smile, your lips. Men love looks, we know that. And we like looks too. So when you're thinking of mental body image, I'm thinking more in the bedroom when you're in between the sheets and you're thinking about your shape. That can be a problem, right? So you don't want to give that intimidated look of fear or dislike or disdain for your body. You always want to have that self-confidence. So that mental body image is very important. Again, it's going to be able to convey to your partner how you feel about yourself. So you never want to feel insecure. You always want to be confident regarding your mental body image because it can play games with your mind and affect your orgasm. Sexual behaviors. Now that's key, right? So that sexual behavior is the act, the activity between the sheets, right? What you guys decide to do. So what you decide to do is compatibility, depending on what you agree to or not agree to. But of course, conversations, communication, discussions have to be had. And remember, before the sheets are involved. Personality, psychological maturity. So personality, remember, go back to my lovely talk on personality. I love personality talks. Do the quiz, do the quiz, do the quiz. And psychological maturity. So you've got to be mature. You've got to be able to handle situations, whether it's a disagreement or whether it's some sort of row or an argument or anything that happens. Some, little thing could trip you and you could be triggered. And then next thing you know, you're losing control.